How we doing, folks? Happy September 20th. Almost finished September. It's almost fall. This Saturday, first day of fall.
Yeah, I'm not really crazy about fall. I'm a summer guy. I don't really like cold at all.
Well, that means winter's coming, people. So
You keep your winter.
Yes. How we doing out there, folks? Hope everybody's good.
Yeah, well, I mean, things are kind of crazy. If I look a little tired, I had like the wildest night last night. I was doing laundry. My laundry got stuck in the washing machine. I had to. Now I live in a building that has a laundry room, but I did my laundry at like 11:30 last night, so it got stuck in the washer with like a full load of water. Anyway, so I go to my guard and I'm like, listen, my laundry's stuck. He goes, well, you gotta wait till morning. So I said, really, why? He said, we don't have anybody who could open it. So I said, yeah, I can open it. So that's what I did. I popped it open. The water went everywhere. Now I had to redo the wet clothes. It was just a pain in the ass. Then some kid's walking through my building at like 12:30 with a cockatoo, an actual cockatoo that he just found like downtown by a train station or something. That some lady abandoned. It looked like it got beat up by a cat or something. Anyway, so it was just a really rough night. And then to top it off, I get up here, my dog's ear's bothering her. I know you really don't need to hear this shit, but then I got to take care of my dog's ear because I can't just ignore it. So I went to like close to 4 probably, which killed me. Yeah. And I was after putting down a floor for like 7, 8, 10 hours or some shit.
Work hard, people.
Anyway,
we keep busy.
But it's okay. I'm here. I'm here.
We're here. We made it.
I'm here. I'm there. Get used to it.
Kerry,
I got good news and bad news for you.
It's tough out there too.
I got good news and bad news for you.
Okay.
The good news is I don't have any bad news for you. The bad news is I don't have any good news either.
Okay.
Anyway,
that's the best news. Right.
So, people, let's start talking a little bit. I really do get bored with the subject of Mr. Biden because it's enough already. At this point, if you haven't figured out that nobody could ruin a country like this by accident. So it's not by accident.
No.
This is all planned out. I mean, to the degree that he's literally trying to go against things that are obvious.
Sure, like the border.
That are insanely obvious. As far as me and Kerry were just talking a few minutes ago about prices. What was it that you said went up so much? Oh, detergent.
Oh, detergent.
He got Gatorade splashed on by accident today, and so we just do it. I let him throw in his pants and stuff in, by me, so that when he goes home he's not all sticky and shit. So we were talking about the detergent, man, and how much it went up.
It's up there, baby.
And what I tried to, what I said to him was the
explanation. A small one like this. I'm sorry, a small one like this, right, maybe. It's like almost $10.
Yeah, $10, $9.99.
And that's a small one.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they try to get you with this shit. Well, we took out some of the water. You don't bullshit me. It's the same shit. You just put it in a smaller package. You're giving me less.
Anyway, bad inflation, people.
You know what I find really stupid when they come out with these like new and improved version, and yet they still sell the old version? Why would you do that? What's the point of that? If it's new and improved, it means it's better than the old one. Why would you sell the old one?
Right.
How stupid is that? Anyway. Okay, so
there's a lot of people out there who are stupid.
Yeah, where was I going? Oh, okay, yeah. So the detergent prices. So
everything, inflation, everything.
Right. That was my answer to Kara. Was I said, basically everything is up, sky high, and it all comes down to the same thing. And this is what you have to realize. Okay, you can blame this for that, and that for the other thing, and this for that. It all comes down to one thing. Okay, transportation. Okay, nothing more. Transportation,
people.
Transportation is why you're paying what you're paying right now for everything. Okay, because Biden's first day in office, he cut down our oil. He cut our fuel.
Our energy.
Entirely. He literally choked us at that point. Okay? Besides that being the reason that Ukraine is fighting right now, because Putin wouldn't have money if Biden had done that.
That's right.
But forget that for a minute. Let me explain something to you, okay? So you say, well, detergent, how would gas? The detergent has to get to a store, and the way it gets to a store is with fuel. And if fuel is costing a guy $2 a mile,
a truck driver, man,
you got to pay for that. Somebody's got to pay for it.
Right.
Somewhere along the line, somebody's paying for that shit. Okay, it's that simple. Now, what? I don't mean to say this, but I'm
truck drivers got to bring you food.
Well, but I'm going to throw something out there. I'm going to throw something out there, and this is something I'm surprised no one has brought up yet. But after this bag ban, that you're not allowed to get a freaking bag in a grocery store, wouldn't you think that that's the biggest goddamn savings you can give a grocery store? Think how many bags they go through that they don't have to go through now. Wouldn't
Right.
that save them
That's
an
right.
immense amount of money? Shouldn't that be passed on to the consumer who was paying for those bags?
Yeah.
Instead of charging us for more bags?
They used to be 5 cents a bag.
Everything comes in bags. You get bread, it's in a bag.
Right.
Right, it's in a bag. You get potato chips, they're in a bag.
They're in a
You
bag.
get noodles, they're in a bag.
In a bag.
But yet
Right.
you won't give me a bag to put those bags in. How stupid. How stupid.
Yeah, this is what we're running into, people.
I'm sorry. It just really annoys the crap out of me, you know? It's
Well,
like,
it's true. It's out there.
and you know what it is? I gotta be honest with you. Now, so we had these bags that were plastic. Now, not for nothing, but when I would bring them home, I would use them for my dogs.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
I would use them for,
That's what I use
smaller
them for,
trash
right.
bags in the rooms.
Right.
You know, they would get
Right.
used. I didn't throw
Right.
them
Like I
into
use
the
mine in the
garbage.
bathroom. I got a small
Right,
can
exactly.
in the bathroom. I put it in the bathroom.
Exactly. Then
And I use it for my dog too. Take them out. For
yeah,
walk,
you know, it
pick
just
up.
was easy.
Right.
So it wasn't like they just came here and then they got thrown in the garbage. That isn't what happened.
They
right?
were being used.
They were being used. Now we've got these other ones that are
recyclable. Like
supposedly recyclable.
you
but
keep them.
Yeah, but most people don't keep them. They just they get them for free, and then they're throwing them out. So but it's just like the straws.
I'll be honest with you, I got about 200.
But eventually you get rid of them because you got 200. You only need 3. You know what I mean? So you're going to throw out 197 of them.
You know what I do with the most of them? Paperwork.
Yeah, I use them as bags. But now those bags are less biodegradable than the ones I had.
Right.
But that's besides.
But this is what they're doing.
It's even with the straws. Okay, so they went from these plastic straws to these paper straws. Now they just found out that on the paper straws there's so many chemicals, and they're forever chemicals. In other words, they don't go away for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years. Okay,
they're there
and
forever.
they're toxic. They're cancerous. So now we're drinking out of paper straws and ingesting this cancerous material.
They're toxic, right?
I mean, think before you act. Sometimes
which they don't.
Listen,
which they don't.
I hate to do this because I went through this already in the other podcast, but in life, okay, you're never gonna find something that's perfectly good or perfectly bad. Okay, it comes to the yin yang symbol again. Little good in every bad, little bad in every good.
Right.
So yeah.
Good and bad and bad.
So
and
yeah,
good.
we might have. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. I just.
No, I'm just saying it's good and bad, bad and good, like you say.
But what I'm trying to say is like, okay, so yeah, we have some combustion from the motor of an engine, but that engine might have a heart transplant recipient in it that needs to get to the hospital quick. So I mean, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. You can't kill the patient because you don't want to have a little bit of smog or whatever it is.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, and you can check me on this because I'm not. Listen, I'm not a scientist, and I've told you I don't do any research with this show. Okay, we just turn this on and start talking to you, and we hope that you like what we say, and we hope that you get into what we're talking about.
Yeah, we don't have time for research.
But I believe that point. I believe if you check the makeup of our air, it's only 0.05% carbon dioxide, monoxide, whatever it is. And if you check at what the levels that trees and plant life start to die, because don't forget, they got to breathe this stuff in.
They got to breathe, yes.
This is their oxygen. Okay, so you stop that, you're cutting their oxygen the same way if you cut our actual oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe it's at 0.03 that we start affecting the vegetation life. And if that's the case, I mean, if you doubt that, just go take a ride down any highway and look to either side and see how robust all of the flora is, all of the plant life and stuff. It's unbelievably. It's bushy. I mean, the reason is it gets so much carbon monoxide that it increases dioxide, whatever it is, that it just keeps getting better and better. Anyway, so getting back to the subject, let's get back to Biden a minute. Where was I on Biden? Oh, the fuel. So he cut it down immediately. He actually just shut down some leases that were available. He just took them away.
Yes.
He just stopped the fuel oil in Alaska.
Yep.
I believe it's Alaska.
I'm just about to say that.
I could be wrong. I mean,
no,
again,
you're right. He was just there in Alaska on 9/11, which is disgraceful, by the way.
Oh God! How do you, as a president, how do you not go to one of the
sites?
Yeah, Pennsylvania, D.C., New York, any of them. Especially when you lie, you turn around and you lie, saying that you were there the day after. Nobody was there the day after.
Nobody was allowed.
It was toxic. You weren't allowed unless you were a first responder.
Right.
And believe me, Joe, you were
You're
never a
never
first responder.
You're not even a responder, period.
Right now, you don't even respond to freaking,
Questions.
Yeah, into intellectual stimuli. Anyway.
You don't even know what world you're in.
Yeah, you guys want to see a mumble, or did you see it already at the UN?
It was at the UN.
I wonder if I can pull it up. Let's see.
This is our leader speaking, but
I'll give it our best shot. Let's see. Anyway, you can keep talking, Karen. I'm just going to pull this out.
That's just very sad that we have.
I'm just going to whip out my Joe Biden here for a second and show you him mumbling.
Very sad.
And if it comes out, we can keep talking. It'll come up when it does, and when it does, we'll just sit back and shut up.
And all this man is doing at the UN is talking about climate.
Now, we have to involve our institutions to drive creative new partnerships. Let me be clear. Certain principles of our international system are sacrosanct.
See? There he is mumbling.
I mean, can you believe this is the leader of the free world?
Well, apparently,
this is the leader of the free world.
And he just gave Iran one of the number one terrorists in this world. Number one terrorist country. All around the world. And he gave them their citizens.
Say it.
And $6 billion.
On the promise that they're not going to look into going into
terrorism.
No, nuclear war, nuclear weapons. They made the promise, and you know how much you could trust Iran. I mean, they're like, they're wearing his bond, baby.
Let me tell you about Iran. Iran killed more Americans around the world than anyone right now.
The only peaceful time we had with Iran was when Trump was in office.
Right.
And Trump actually turned around to them and said, listen.
You touch one American.
You touch one American. You want to finish it off?
Right, you touch one American, and I'm going to send them all the buck.
He goes, I got your address.
Right.
I know where you live, and I will destroy your
neighborhood,
exactly.
He was out killing your family. He didn't care.
Yeah, he wasn't playing games, and they knew it. And that's why
they didn't do anything in 4 years.
Nothing.
Now they're getting $6 billion. What do you think they're going to do with that $6 billion?
You know, the last time they got this type of money was when they got the 40 from Obama in the middle of the night. Remember that one?
Right.
Remember that one?
Right. The suitcase.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that. What do you think that was for? I'm just curious. Anyway.
And as a matter of fact, right after that, if you recall, Americans got killed overseas by Iran. Remember that guy?
My dog back there? She's so cute.
That guy that truck blew off right at the airport?
Yep.
Because that guy was from Iran, and he was organizing hits on American citizens and on troops across the seas.
You know, you bring that up, and you make me think of something. So a while back, they were saying that Trump wasn't doing anything because Clinton was ordering hits on putting out prices on our soldiers' heads. Well, I got to tell you the truth.
Yes, I remember that one.
Truth. When you sign up for the military and you get paid every week, that's a pay for a hit on an enemy's head. Okay, they're not bringing you into a kill zone and expecting you not to kill somebody. You're being paid weekly in order to kill somebody, or you're not going to collect the check because you've been killed. That's the choice. That's really the choice.
That's your choice.
That's it. There is no.
You kill or you get killed.
Right. That's it. So that's a bunch of bullshit.
Right.
And you know what? I don't think there's probably ever been a general or anything that can turn around and say, we'll give you this so-and-so if you get this person. It's an incentive. It wasn't, it was the stupidest thing. It was so much crap that they pulled out on Trump that they're not doing to this guy. The lies are unbelievable. Supposedly he was at...
2 years old.
Right. Supposedly this guy was at 9/11. He was down at ground zero the next day. Nobody was there the next day. That's the media.
Only the first responders, like you say.
Supposedly he was arrested with Mandela. That's not true. Supposedly he was arrested when he was younger. That's not true.
Not true.
Supposedly he was in the top 3 or 4 in his graduating class.
Right.
He was 87.
Not true.
It's just everything that comes out of this man's mouth is a lie. He drove a truck. No, it turns out it was a school bus.
Compulsive lying.
I'm trying to think of what else. And I'll even give you that because that's close enough. I really don't even care. That's close enough.
But still.
But he's been arrested. He's been this. He's been that. His grandpa died the same week as him in the same hospital. His granddad died in a different state
a year
earlier.
Before he was born.
And his other grandpa, you can say, well, it's 2 grandfathers. Well, yeah, the other one died in 1957. So anyway, there's just so much. His house almost burnt down where he lost his Corvette, his cat, his wife.
Yeah, he brought that up after the Maui incident.
It was a 20-minute kitchen fire, and that's not me talking. Okay,
oh, that's the fire department.
That's the fire chief. It was under control in 20 minutes.
It was a kitchen fire, people. Anybody have a kitchen fire?
I'm trying to think of
what
else.
Small one?
Oh, his son came home draped from battle, draped in a coffin. His son died of brain cancer. It's just not true.
Right. He was already home.
How you could lie about that? All of a sudden, his granddaughter. All of a sudden, he has a seventh granddaughter because CNN pointed out that or Washington Post. I'm sorry, pointed out that he had it. This guy just he's
a compulsive liar.
He's a panderer. Okay, whatever he has to do to make you appreciate him. Okay, for lack of a better word. He's gonna do.
He's always got the same life you do. Like if something happens to you, it happened to him. Right?
He can top it to some degree. He's supposedly he's driven more on the Amtrak than on Air Force One or something. And some guy comes over and goes, Joey, the guy was dead a year before it was supposed to happen. It never happened. This is the guy's family. They're actually pissed. They're pissed that he's saying this, that he's telling this story, because it's just not true. It's everything about this guy. He's just a liar. It's so simple.
You know what gets me? Is the people that voted for him. You know what they voted for? Ignorance and hatred.
Hey.
And hatred.
Stop it.
And hatred.
Anyway,
without thinking and doing your homework, realizing that this man, even in Senate, was no good.
See, I would agree with you, except my issue with that is they didn't vote for him. They voted against Trump. It's different.
Okay, that's a good one. That's true.
That's my perspective.
That's what I'm saying. The ignorance and the hatred. They voted against him no matter who was running.
No matter who it would have been. You could have put Mickey Mouse there. And actually, we would have had a little more aware person, a little more aware thing.
Right.
But
Mumbles.
Character. Yeah, anyway.
It's Mickey.
See, you know who would have made a great president?
And his wife is good.
Chris Walken. Yeah. Chris Walken would have made a great president.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was going to do Chris Walken impression, but I can't do one.
So hopefully, in 24 people, by 25, in 24 when you vote, please vote for the right person.
Yeah, listen, if you're not going to do a Trump vote, okay, consider RFK. At least he's somewhat, at least.
Yeah, if you don't want a Republican, do it that way. Pick him.
As far as the GOP, to be honest with you, okay. So I'll run through it one more time. Ramaswamy is
nobody. I'm sorry.
He's. To my estimation,
he's like a kid.
A character.
Yeah.
He's a character of himself. That's all he is. Right. He started off looking good. He started off doing the right thing.
But now he acts like a kid.
Yeah. Now he all of a sudden became the know-it-all kid that you hate. Okay. And then he started.
We can sum this up real quick. One man and one man only that could deal with world leaders.
That's it. There really is only one.
Listen, all of them might be able to deal with business, but to deal with the world leaders right now, there's only one man.
None of them have the international chops.
And this is what you have to take into the voting booth, people, is that we have to deal with world leaders.
Well,
not just the economy and all this stuff here.
Actually, you're more right than you know. Okay, actually, you're more right than you even know, and I'm going to explain to you why. Okay, domestically speaking.
Oh, that shows you.
Domestically speaking,
right? Domestically speaking,
the president really has nothing to do with anything domestically. Okay, it's all Congress, Senate, it's all.
Right.
He has nothing. Mayors. He can override stuff and whatnot, but the inner workings, like the cogs, are already in place, and they're already going to do what they're going to do.
Right.
So he really, for the most part, could just sit back domestically and do nothing.
Right.
Where the presidency becomes more of a personal thing is internationally.
Right.
Because how you come across to them is how we're going to be treated as a country.
Right.
So if you come across to them as a pushover, they're going to take full advantage of you. If you come across to them as a tough businessman, they're going to step back and respect you.
And that's what they did in the last 4 years.
That's what's going on with Trump.
Not even that, people. We just passed 9/11. If everybody can remember 9/11, please. That just tells you everything.
When you see like they used to say, I think maybe Putin did say something about Trump at one point. He might have said something positive or something about Trump. But when you see when you see someone telling you that they want him in there because of this, they want him in there because of that, you got to stop and wonder why the other person doesn't want him in there. So, like, when you hear the Democrats turn around and say, Putin wants Trump in office because he's his puppet. Now I got to figure out why you don't want him in office.
Right.
What is it that you're afraid of?
Believe me, no world leader wants Trump in office.
Because, you know, if this was the case and he was the trumpet, I'm sorry, trumpet. That's pretty funny, trumpet.
Yeah.
If he wasn't the puppet, okay, if he was the puppet, rather, eventually we'd see it. We're not stupid. I'm not stupid. You're not stupid. He's not stupid. Okay, so we would eventually see it.
See it.
And it will come out. Why do you feel you have to put the idea in our heads? If it's the case, we would see it.
Right.
But no, you got to tell us it. So now I got to wonder why it's so important to you that he doesn't get elected.
Well, you know what it is? We said this a long time ago. He interrupted their corruption.
Yeah, well,
right?
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
He interrupted their corruptions.
It's true. It's true. They knew that there was no way they could keep everything underground with him coming into office.
Right.
And it
That's
scared
why they wanted him out
scared him.
when he came down the escalator. How do you impeach someone from an escalator?
Yeah, I mean, literally from, what was 2014, 15?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you,
He didn't
man,
even win yet.
That was win. He just announced he was running, and he started.
And what does that tell you?
Yeah,
because their corruption.
I'm gonna give you guys.
Look at it now. Everything came it's all facts.
I do this from time to time, and I believe me, guys. I don't mean it as like an antagonistic type of thing, but I do challenge you guys to give me some sort of to give me a reason to research something. So here's my challenge this time. You name a person that you've heard talking bad about him, okay? A major person like, you know, Sharpton, Oprah, anybody at all, Schumer, any of them. Name one of them, any one of them.
Yeah,
Put it in my comments, and next show, I'll show you a picture of them hanging together with smiles on.
Back in the 90s.
At a party. I'll show you.
Yep.
I'll show you. Or I'll show you
Yep.
them endorsing Trump for something or other.
Yep.
Do you know, the funny part is what most people don't know is that Trump actually, I believe, has 3 awards from the NAACP, as well as a host of other minority awards, like from Howard University, from this. But he has 3 awards from the NAACP. He was endorsed by Martin Luther King's granddaughter.
Yep.
Okay? Althea King, I think her name is. I want to say that's right, Althea.
Yeah, I think so.
This is not something that Martin Luther King's granddaughter would do if she thought he was racist.
Right.
I'm sorry.
That's right. I was about to say, if she thought he was racist too. Listen, they were all for him. If you ever listen to him, that's not a fact.
Althea King, look her up.
Wasn't it last week? They just had it was 50 years of his speech.
Right.
Or 2 weeks ago, 50 years of
I had
his
a
speech.
dream.
And on Fox News, they had the daughter up, the granddaughter up. And they asked her, is she for Trump?
Yep.
She
You'd
said,
be shocked if
we got to get this country back.
And you know who's coming over? I'm telling you honestly. And when this guy starts moving, you got to know that you need to take a second look at what's going on with the party. But when you see Bill Maher start talking about how the left is out of control,
yes.
When Bill Maher is like, I mean, listen,
he was
born with 2 left hands.
Yeah.
I'm not shitting you. He was born with 2 left hands and 2 left feet. Okay, because this guy is more liberal than anybody on the face of the earth. He's not religious in any way. Watch the movie Religulous. I'm sorry. I have my implant in, and I'm still kind of getting used to talking with it.
Yeah, we got no teeth left.
Yeah, see, I don't know if you see it, but it's still got to be filed down.
It's going up.
It's not sitting right. Anyway, so I might be off on my speech a little bit. I'm also really tired, so religulous is not an easy word to say to begin with.
Well, Bill Maher was one of the biggest liberals going.
Yeah,
and now,
huge.
And now he's ragging on them and telling them they're wrong.
Yep.
Because common sense, you see how this country's become. I mean, inflation. Rents are going up. People are homeless. We got crime. Hey, you ready for this? Just recently, Mayor Adams right here in New York City is raising everything on us taxpayers to support the migrants.
Yeah.
In other words, 5%.
Yep.
He's cutting budgets from everything.
Yeah.
And
overall.
And what do you think we're going to be paying, people? You too.
But you got to stop it. You know, like, I don't mean to harp on this shit, but you got to stop and say, 5 years ago we had this many homeless people. Why didn't we do something with them?
Right.
Why did it have to be people from? Why is it that It's all about showing the world how welcoming we are.
Right.
Instead of showing the United States how well we take care of each other.
Right.
I
mean, look, now they're putting the burning on us. They wanted sanctuary cities, and now they're putting the burning on us tax people.
You asked for it, you got it, Toyota. And the story, I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Right. But no, Mayor Adams, he's such a good mayor.
And right now Biden's in Manhattan with us, right? And I believe he's like a
it's
block or two
down
away
there
from this Roosevelt Hotel, which is where it all stayed.
Yes,
He's
he
not
is.
going to go by there.
Yes,
He's not going
is.
to go by there. He's going to ignore that like the plague, man. What are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. Oh, as a matter of fact, what street is that on? 46?
Something like that. It's in the 40s.
Okay.
It's a few blocks from UN. I don't know exactly where.
I just came from there. They're not out there.
Oh, they got rid of them because Biden's here. Yeah, that's right. That makes sense.
I came from 34th Street, people.
It's
today.
cleaning up.
I went that way. I had to go up to 41st Street. They're not, and of course I had to come up and I came uptown. I walked. They're not out there in the streets like they were 2 weeks ago.
Did you ever see the movie The Interview?
Yes.
Okay. There's a great movie called The Interview, and it stars, who's the dude with the glasses? The one from Pineapple Express.
Not Franco.
No, Seth Rogen. Yeah, Franco. Franco's the other one in there.
Right, okay.
Okay, Seth Rogen and James Franco.
James Franco.
And James Franco plays like a Geraldo in his young days when he had his show. He plays like an interviewer like that. And Seth Rogen's his producer. And what they do is they figure out, their ratings are going down, so they figure out how they wanted to, boost it. So they figure they're going to go to South Korea and they're going to interview Kim Jong-un. And I think the guy's name who plays, I could be off by this, and I'm sorry if I am, because this guy's a phenomenal actor. And if you look to the future, you go see him in a lot of things. He was in The Young Rock also. I don't know if you ever watched that, but The Young Rock, he played the reporter. I believe his name is Randall Parks, if I'm right. Randall Parks. He's an Asian gentleman. It's funny as hell, and he plays Kim Jong-un, and he plays it to perfection.
Yes, he does, yes.
So,
how's he going?
I lost track of where I was even going with this. Anyway, well, it doesn't matter. Watch the movie. Where was I going with that? I don't even know. Oh, I know. Okay, I got it. I'm back. Okay, I got it now. So in the movie, he gets...
only smoked a half a joint.
Yeah, but it's really fucking good shit. Anyway, so in the movie, he gets the opportunity to go and meet with Kim Jong-un and have, an interview. So he gets there a week early. They want to show him around North Korea. So while they're showing him around, they're passing by this supermarket because North Korea really doesn't have a lot of food and stuff at this point. But he doesn't want to show that to Franco, who's going to interview him. So he sets it up so there's a little fat kid out in front of one store that's really stocked well. So in other words, his path is chosen through the city, and that particular path is like abundantly overfilled with everything you can need: candy store, supermarket, fat kids. So it looks like people are actually eating there instead of you seeing like the bony people who left it. Some of them are eating like zoo animals and stuff. I'm not even kidding. So he goes through all of this to perpetuate this lie to James Franco, so that when he interviews him, James Franco will have a different view of Kim Jong-un. And that's what they do here with Biden. That's exactly what they do. When Biden comes, they shoo everybody off one street to another. Then when he leaves, they put him back the way they were.
Because if anybody watched the news a couple of weeks ago, months ago, they were out in the street. I mean, literally laying on the sidewalk. Now, if anybody doesn't understand this, that's germs. That's disease out there. There's germs, everything you're breathing it in. And as a matter of fact, they questioned, as a matter of fact, I was on Laura Ingraham a couple of days ago. I was outside Fox News and they asked a question about stuff like that, immigration and all that. And it's not right.
No, well, you have to look at it from this perspective. They're coming from a different country.
And they have diseases, people.
That's different than ours. And we're not really prepared for that.
No.
In other words, when you go to Africa and stuff, you get
have to get shots.
17 shots because that's not where you're from. And your body doesn't understand what's there to hurt it.
Right, they got all kinds of bugs.
And we're not talking, listen, if we were just talking about people coming from Mexico, the only thing I'd worry about is that they were bringing their water with them, okay?
Yeah, the water's bad.
Other than that, I wouldn't even worry. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about every country almost from around the world is coming here. every country.
We just have all these single men that you see from Africa. Single men.
Right, exactly. Do you know, I don't know, maybe you guys haven't seen this, and if you haven't, we'll do a show on it. But, okay, so you know about the lantern flies that came from China that's destroying the trees and stuff here?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's nothing. That's nothing, okay? So let's go to something called the snakehead fish, okay, or the frankenfish. That's the same fish, by the way.
Yes.
What the frankenfish is, and look it up. Just look it up and check out the image of it. It's a fish that has the head of a snake, okay, the teeth of like a shark, okay?
Very razor sharp.
It can run on land. It can go up on land and run. It can live in water. And, I mean, there's like 3 or 4 other caveats to it, or, dangers to it.
Yep.
That came from China. Somebody brought it over and let it loose in our ecosystem. And it's destroying our ecosystem. Okay? It's absolutely destroying it. We're not meant to intersperse on this level. In other words, if they came in here and they took shots for our diseases, and we knew they had a health checkup or whatever, that's one thing. Because I'm not going to worry about my son walking down the street bumping into somebody who might breathe on him and give him some sort of respiratory infection that his body's not used to.
They got TB. They got all kinds of other stuff.
And then you tell him about COVID. Yeah. Now, the latest thing with the COVID is they want the new one. They want people over. They're saying, there's one doctor in Florida. He's the Surgeon General of Florida. I can't remember his name. But he's saying that if you're over 65, don't get the booster even. Because it has myocarditis and I can't remember the other thing. Perio something.
Right, yeah, I heard that.
I can't think of the word right now. I'm sorry, I'm a little stoned and I'm tired, but
it's not good.
And I'm not a doctor. I just play one on this show.
All right.
Anyway.
Dr. K.
Anyway, so, they're saying that if you take the shots and you already have a certain level of immunity, that it's going to lower your immunity. It's all stupid. Listen, I'm going to explain this in a nutshell to you guys, okay, about the shot. You want to take the shot, go right ahead and take it. I can give 2 craps. You don't want to take it, don't take it. I can give 2 craps. But I can't understand taking a shot that's not going to stop you from getting the disease. It's not going to stop you from giving the disease.
Right.
And you can't prove to me that it lessened the symptoms. Because I don't know what the symptoms would have been like without it. So to me, it's a placebo. It's nothing more because
the best thing for you to do, people, is like we were taught growing up. Take care of your body. Take care of your immune system. Eat right. Take your vitamins.
If you have certain morbidities and stuff like that, I get it. Might make you feel better to take it. That's all well and good. But I'm not insulting anyone here. I swear to God,
No. That's your right.
But if your situation is that you're just overweight or something like that, lose the weight. You don't want to lose weight, don't. I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me one or the other. I'm just saying that if you're willing to take an experimental shot,
then
you should be a little more willing to just do a little walking.
Right.
I mean, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything insulting. I swear to God.
Exercise.
Because the shot.
Eat right and take your vitamins. You're good.
Here's the deal. The shot will help you maybe. Brother. Anyway, the shot will help you maybe with the COVID symptoms, maybe not. But getting in better shape will help you with everything.
With everything. I was just about to say that.
It'll help you with common cold. It'll help you just
everything.
be in better shape.
Listen. All right, I'm a man. But my doctor told me, I exercise. Good for prostate. I do my pelvic exercise. I do sciatic exercise. I do all kinds of stuff because it helps. So same with everybody out there.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
Right.
And so from a personal training standpoint, I used to be when I was more into martial arts and stuff like that, I was more into the idea of power and that sort of stuff, because I wanted to learn how to spin quicker, how to hit harder, and that sort of stuff. At 60 years old, at 59 years old, my situation is I want to be able to continue moving. So my workout changes, and now I do something called a functional workout.
Just want to move.
Which is just trying to move like I did when I was a kid.
Right.
So I'll jump over things.
Okay.
This is what you have to do because that's, when you turn around and you go, I can't do that. You can't do it because you didn't do it, because you stopped doing it. Start doing it, you'll be able to do it.
Right, you stop doing it, right.
It's just the way, you just got to start slow. Life, everything you do in life has to have a baby step before you can get to a run.
Yes.
It's the way it is.
But exercise, people, and take vitamins. Yeah, I take vitamins now today, and believe me.
Supplements are great. Let's get into that. Let's start talking a little about I'd like to
supplements are great? Yes, they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, let's start. You want to bring that up? You want to bring up the balance of nature deal? You want to start talking a little bit about that?
That's funny, man. Yo,
Okay.
Man, explain the scientific fact about
Oh, God, let me just hang that up. Anyway.
But seriously, people, take your vitamins, eat right, and exercise.
So you guys are familiar with this commercial? Oh, my gosh.
Right, you're familiar with the commercials, the balance of nature?
I'm sorry. Anyway, so you're familiar with the balance of nature deal, right? I'm not sure the exact price, but I think that those bottles are like
$100 a bottle or $200
like that.
a bottle?
$100 a bottle, like something like that.
I think it's $100 a bottle.
I could look it up right now. It's not really important to me anyway.
Right.
But basically what you have, I don't remember when you were a kid, you had those pixie sticks. They're basically what you have in a gel capsule. Okay?
Because when you eat vegetables, you got to get the fiber. You got to get.
First off, there's only like 2 or 3 people in any of those commercials. There's like 100,000 commercials there. And there's only 2, no, I'm sorry. There's probably like 40 commercials or something with different people. And there's like 2 guys that look somewhat decent, you know, in terms of, there's no women, okay? No women that look even remotely healthy in those commercials. There's one guy who looks like he just got out of jail or something like that, or he's on steroids. And like the other guy, I don't know, I think he's on, I can't really say anything because I think he's just on his last leg anyway. So I don't expect him to be in any sort of, he looks like he's in his 80s or 90s. Anyway, okay, so let's start off with it. The first thing that you're looking at there is a capsule of dried fruit. Now, dried fruit has to reconstitute, which means it has to rehydrate. That liquid has to come from somewhere. So it's going to come from your body, which is going to throw off your bowels probably, I'm guessing. Bowels are based on liquid in the body system and the balance of it. So you throw that imbalance off and you'll either constipate or you'll have diarrhea, one of the two. But let's pass that. So you get these people that are like, oh my God, I'm so much stronger, I'm taking balance, blah, blah, blah. And you look at them and you're like, wow.
They don't even look like they could walk.
You look like you have one leg already in the grave. I mean, there's one guy who's like wearing these army pants with boots.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even look that old. Don't get me wrong. As I said, I'm almost 60. Okay, he's 62. So he to be honest with you, he looks like about 57 or something like that. He might be a little older, might be 60, 65 or something like that. I can't even be positive. This little kid comes running by. He's about 4 years old. Jumps up, high-fives him. And the guy almost acts like he just got thrown around the room by freaking Jet Li. And anyway, it's the most ridiculous product I've ever seen.
Yeah, because when you're growing up, right, like you say, your fruits have to be, you know.
Well, the benefits, majority of the benefits with most fruit actually is the fibers. And I don't think you're getting that through this. I could be wrong, but again,
could be wrong.
You know, I don't know much about it, but it's the fiber and it's the juice. And
I was just going to say the juice. Like if you bite an apple, you get that juice.
And the other thing is when you drink water, I think it's like 90% or 85% of that water goes right through you and is more of a cleaning agent to cleanse your body.
That's why you go pee a lot.
That's why you have to take a leak right after you drink. However, if you eat something like watermelon, that liquid in there gets to cellular level, I believe. Now, I could be wrong, okay, because, again, I'm not a doctor, but I believe one goes through the small intestine and the other through the large because one's considered a food, and the other's just the liquid, and the liquid just goes right through the small intestine, and that turns, goes to waste and urine, etc. So, and again, I could be wrong because I'm not by any means a doctor. Okay, and I don't claim to be one.
We're not scientists, but
it's
growing up, what
to me, that stuff seems like the biggest waste of time.
And everybody's close to our age growing up all the time. You know, when you might eat something, like you said, the watermelon, an apple,
and you don't have to take
orange.
A leak. If you eat watermelon, you don't have to take a leak. It's the same amount of water as if you drank a glass of water. But you don't have to take the leak, and it's because it's going to a different place in a different way.
Go on.
And again, if you guys like it and you're using it, please leave me a comment. I'd love to hear that.
Yes, please.
If you believe in it and it's like the best thing you ever had, or it at least meets 50% of what they claim, let me know. I'll retract.
Yeah.
Listen, the one thing I am is honest. Okay?
Right, like we said, we're not too sure about this. We're not doctors. We're not scientists.
And this is honestly how I feel about it. That's all. You know, if you give me better evidence, you could change how I feel about it.
That's fine.
I'm not written in stone. Let's get to the next thing. The next thing I want to talk about, I don't know if you've seen it. I don't even know the freaking name of it. I think it's like Easy Pedal or some shit like that.
Oh, geez.
It's this pedal that you put on the floor, and it literally pedals. That's all it does.
That's all it
you
does.
sit down and it pedals.
You're supposed to get circulation.
Now, I could maybe see, a very slight exercise benefit if it didn't have a motor.
Right.
It's got a motor.
Very little.
It has 3 speeds, so it's not you turning it. It's the motor turning it.
Now, for you to get circulation, you have to move. For you to get circulation.
And then they're turning around and telling you, oh, it's so quiet, it's relaxing. You can relax and exercise. Let me explain this to you from someone who's been in the exercise industry since I'm 16, okay?
That's right.
And there is no such thing. The definition of exercise is effort. Okay? Without effort, there is no exercise.
Right.
It's just that simple. I'm sorry. And so
you have to put an effort into like doing sit-ups.
If you've got something that's rotating your feet like this, it might be therapeutic. I might say that's therapy for someone who had a stroke and their leg doesn't work.
Okay, right, okay.
And then it's rotating your leg, so it's trying to reconnect your brain.
Right, and it gives your
brain
mind
to the leg. See, what happens with a stroke is some of the connection between the brain and the leg separate. Okay.
Yep.
Now, scientists believe, and this is something I believe for a really long time, that there's the way you have outlets in your house. Okay, so one outlet might not work. You pull it out, you go to another outlet, and that works. Well,
that's your brain.
Your brain can reconnect to a certain fiber that connects to that part of the leg, but it's got to know, it's got to get sensation, and the rotating is sending like electronic signals to it, telling it through the other structure of your leg. So in other words, the other structure of your leg feels the motion and forces that particular nerve or whatever to wake up and to start extending itself to where it's got to meet a control. I'm an idiot, okay? I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm just trying to, it's hard to explain something like that, but that's what they think.
But if you want to get like circulation, you got to get up,
you got to move, first off. You got to move
around.
Sitting.
Don't rely on machines all the time.
Listen, it's amazing how this machine comes out and they don't mention to you now. Every commercial you've heard for the past 8-10 years now, sitting is the worst thing for you. This one's telling you to sit and pedal.
Right.
Okay, sit and pedal.
Right.
I mean, sitting is not good for you. But the reason sitting is not good is it collapses your spine, and it stops your spine from getting circulation, blood circulation.
And plus, you gotta get blood flow through your legs and everything too, man.
Yeah. So but that's why sitting's not good for you. It's because you're sitting, compressing your spine constantly.
Right.
And it's it's not meant to do that. So, and by compressing, it's not getting the nutrients it needs.
Listen,
and it gets weaker.
The best thing to do is the old-fashioned way. Get up,
move
around, walk, go out, go exercising, ride a bike, walk around, do something.
I was training.
Do jumping jacks. Do something.
I was training a kid who wanted to be a boxer, and he saw me hitting bricks, and so when I hit him, he goes, it kind of felt like a brick. He goes, how do I get that? I said, hit a brick. Your body, the way your body works is, it's not going to do anything it doesn't need to do. And I stress that word need. So example being, if you're a football player, okay, so you start off as a kid as a football player. So the other kid doesn't hit quite hard, but he hits. Your body feels that vibration. He goes, oh shit, I got to make myself a little stronger. So it's much like osteoporosis. It does the reverse, and osteoporosis is an expansion of the pores in your bones. That's osteoporosis. What this would do would be to squeeze them together and make them stronger. So it could withstand the hit. And then as you get older, you get hit harder, and your bones go, oh shit, I gotta get hit, I gotta get stronger. So they make themselves stronger. The only way your body gets better on any aspect is if you challenge it. If you just leave it, it just atrophies. Right. Nothing more, and that's the mistake.
the best thing. Listen, technology is good and also bad. I mean, come on, you got to get up, walk around, do a little exercise, move around.
And even so, if you wanted to do that, they have exercise. And I'm not talking about like an expensive Peloton because personally, that's a
oh yes, they got all kinds of shit now.
But they have a regular stand that you can put a regular bike on, and you just tighten the brake a little bit so it gives you a little resistance.
Right.
And you're fine.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with if you have stairs. There's nothing wrong with walking up and down stairs.
A couple of times,
fantastic.
right? It's good for the cardio.
My buddy over here plays drums. Okay, so
play some drums.
Sit there and make believe you're doing drum rolls and stuff.
Oh yeah, take sticks or just your hand and just go like this.
2 wooden spoons if you got them.
Go like this.
Spoons, right.
And just keep doing that, and then the faster you go,
right,
you'll feel it.
Yeah, if nothing else, it'll tone your arms.
Right, and it keeps the blood circulating.
And if you do, if you want a good one, put on Wipeout on the thing. Try to keep up with that do it for say 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And your cardiovascular will get up.
Yeah, Wipeout. That's right.
Anyway,
and you know it's only good one. Black Betty, oh Black Betty.
Oh yeah, that's a really good one.
Oh Black Betty. Right?
Oh, excuse me, that's a really good one. Anyway.
No, seriously, you gotta move. Because I've seen some people where I worked, and everybody out there is watching this, my co-workers out there. They sat for hours and hours and hours.
That's
Let me tell you something. I saw people as the months went on, years go on, that they put on extra weights. Because they're not moving. You know, they're not exercising. I saw this younger than me. They have trouble with their legs now. They got canes. They're walking around with canes in their 40s. Why? Because you're not moving.
Well, actually,
you're not getting exercise. I mean, there's a lot of people with injuries.
No, I'm going to tell you this. I was run over by an 18-wheeler 3 years ago in November. Okay?
Yes, you were, right? 3 years now.
Up until about
I got hit by a car last year.
I was about 10 months ago. I was walking with a cane.
Yes.
I don't walk with a cane now. You know why?
Because you exercise.
Because I worked through it.
You worked through it. I got
hit
hit by a car last year.
And the reason
Same thing.
Yeah, the reason I walked with the cane was my sciatic went and my hip went.
Oh, sciatic people. If anybody has sciatic nerve, let me tell you, I woke up one morning, I mean literally screaming in my pillow, okay, like a baby. So what do you do?
The fire in the knee is the
right.
worst.
So what do you do? I had it from the left side down, all the way down to my exercise, the sciatic nerve exercises. So I do them every night.
Yep.
And guess what? I got no sciatic nerve problem. I got brain problem.
Yeah. Anyway.
But seriously, folks, you gotta exercise. You gotta take care of yourself. Can't rely on these.
Move it or lose it.
Right. Because that thing that my brother here was talking about under the desk, that's cool. You know, it looks cool and everything, but are you really getting the circulation?
To me, it's a waste of time. First off, you're probably not even going to use it. Number one.
You're not getting the circulation.
Number two, it's just a waste of money. And
listen, I got a lady on the block.
You'd be better off. Yeah,
she got bad with COVID. I'm sorry. She got bad with COVID. She had to stay home and all this. She started putting on weight. She had trouble with her legs. You know what she did? She went out exercising. Guess what? A year later, 2 years later, she's fine. Why? Because she gets up, she walks. Because she was having trouble with her legs, like you said. You sit there.
Well, I'm going to tell them a way that they can do it without even using that thing. Okay, so here's what you do. Okay,
cool.
And again, I'm not a doctor. I'm suggesting something.
We're not doctors.
If you decide to do this, you're doing it at your own risk. I want to make sure I say this because you're doing it at your own risk. It is simply advice, and the thing about advice is you have the option to take it or leave it.
Your choice to take it or
leave
it.
Your choice, okay? So, but I want to tell you an easy way to do it that actually is relatively safe. So you're sitting at your chair, both feet are on the floor in front of you. Keep one foot flat firmly on the floor. Okay, so you're sitting there, 1 foot, and with the other foot, do the circular motion, as if you were pedaling.
Oh, I'm doing that now, folks.
Yeah, and you'll feel your lower stomach, you'll feel your hip, you'll feel your leg.
Holy
no
shit.
Lower back.
Excuse my language, but I'm trying it now.
No lower back.
And I feel it on
my leg. And then just switch it to the other side.
I'm doing it now, folks, believe me.
Does it hurt anywhere except
just the leg?
And your stomach is a little tight, right?
Yeah.
It's a great exercise. It's something you can do at your thing.
So you don't need no machine?
No. That's my whole point. And he actually put more effort by doing that than...
I got sore legs now.
Yeah. Actually, you'll feel it pretty quick.
You feel it right in the thigh. Trust me.
The thing about it is these are muscles that you don't typically use. You did when you were a kid, but you don't now. No. And that's kind of what I try to do when I do my workouts with anybody that
I mean, think about it, people.
This is supposedly Estee Lauder.
And we get these prank calls.
Oh my God, I'm so tired of them. I wish there was something I could do about it.
All you gotta do is think about it. If you exercise, you start feeling better. And plus, you gotta keep the blood flowing anyway.
Yeah.
Keep the cardio going through the heart. And my brothers tell you, drums, play, jumping jacks. You gotta keep moving.
Yeah.
You gotta keep that blood flowing. I'm telling you.
Anyway, all right, guys. I think we're gonna cut this short now. We might do
But
another
anyway,
one
be
later
safe
this
out
week.
there, because we got the president in the city, and everything's a mess out there. So be safe and be careful.
Friday, listen, I think we might do another one Friday, and if we do it, we're going to be going a whole different format.
I'm free.
There's an idiot online that
Oh,
that annoys the crap out of me, I got to be honest, and I really tried to stay out of it as long as I could, and I just can't anymore because he's gotten me to a point where he just literally disgusts me at this point.
I'm sorry.
No, not you.
Oh, sorry.
You're only second. Anyway.
Okay.
The guy's name is John Melendez, okay? He was originally from the Howard Stern show. And
Stuttering John.
Stuttering John. And he was an asshole, but at least he was an entertaining asshole because he had people who gave him stuff to be funny about.
Now he's just an asshole.
But the guy is the biggest conceited fuck I've ever seen in my life. And I just can't think. He supposedly he's in Mensa, okay, but his Mensa scores have changed dramatically over the years. There's just a bunch of stuff that he just I can't take anymore. I don't really want to rag on this guy, but I got a weapon here that literally if I let this guy loose, forget it. It's just he'll shred him. He'll actually shred him with the insults and stuff. Kerry is a relatively calm, quiet guy, like when he's in this situation. But if you piss him off, man, he could tell you off 1,000 ways till Sunday. And
go home crying.
And yeah, you'll literally go home crying. I'm not kidding. So, but this guy Stuttering John is just getting to a point where
he needs it.
He really does. And
you can watch him, yes.
And really, you guys know, 'cause this is the first time I've mentioned them, but I've been thinking about doing this for about 7 months now. If you want to see what I'm talking about, look up the Uncle Rico show. You'll dig that. That's kind of funny.
Uncle Rico.
Yeah. But watch it from the beginning when it first starts. This guy threatens everybody. He's going to go and fight them. He wants to. He wants to have an IQ test with everybody. Everybody's picking on his kids because they're trans kids.
He's a real woke person.
He's transparent. I just wish you really couldn't see him. Let's put it that way. He's just the most annoying guy on here.
And he thinks he's right about everything.
So we might come in with a roast to him on Friday, just because I just feel like it's time. I need to unleash. And the other thing is, he's someone who believes he's a fair person, and literally he's the most unfair person that I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Okay. So I might end up.
I think he's above everybody.
Yeah. So if you guys pull out for that one episode, I'll understand because it's not something you're into. But I promise you this, I give you my word on this, it'll be the one you laugh at the most. Because this guy is just such a moron.
Yeah.
He's such a moron.
Mm-hmm.
He tries to sound intelligent, but misses it by that much. And if you're a Get Smart fan, you just understood that. Missed it by that much.
If you're not a Get Smart fan, watch Get Smart. I guarantee you.
Oh, you'll love it. You'll absolutely love it. The other thing I was thinking of is the show after that, maybe we'll come in as characters, and we'll do that for a couple of shows. Like, we'll come in as Chris Walkins, like,
Ghost.
I don't like ghosts. They're spooky.
That's Saturday Night Special I told you about.
They're spooky.
Yep.
They scare me. Anyway, so, we'll try to come in as something that we're good at, right. No, we won't do the typical Arnold Schwarzenegger shit, okay? Maybe we'll do Steven Seagal. So where's Joey? Anybody see Joey around? Anyway,
Bobby Lupo.
But Bobby, who did Bobby Lupo? Who did Bobby? Yeah. Anyway, by the way, Steven Seagal is half Jewish, I believe half Japanese. I don't know how he became Italian and all of that, but okay.
Oh. You see him lately? He just turned 70-something.
Oh my God! But I'll tell you one thing: a lot of people goof on him about his guitar playing. He's actually pretty decent. He's not a bad guitar player at all. He's not as great as he thinks he is, but he's good. He
wasn't better than this man here, Prince, baby.
No, Prince was the man. Prince, I actually think, was better than Hendrix.
Yeah. You know what? Eric Clapton. They interviewed Eric Clapton. Yeah. Guess what?
What? You said
the reporter said to Eric Clapton, "How does it feel to be the best guitar player in the world?" He goes, "I don't know. Ask Prince."
Yeah, I'm telling you. Prince was amazing. Any
He said,
song,
ask Prince.
see, now I can't handle because now I got to go. Now I can't get out of here. Okay, so here's the deal with Prince. Okay, Prince played
Great
every
performer.
song
Great
on his albums. Okay, he had a band, but when he wrote it, he wrote the music to each song. He wrote the instrument to each song. I Want to Be Your Lover, the album with I Want to Be Your Lover on it. That's all him, every single point.
Purple Rain.
His singing was unbelievable. The only one I would compare him to singing wise, and you guys might not get this because of the age factor, but Frankie Valli.
Yeah.
Frankie Valli was another one who had that range,
That voice.
that octave, that he could just get to. Prince could do it too, and they could both do the falsettos.
Listen to Frankie Valli.
Frankie Valli would be the one I'd connect him with. You know, like.
Listen to that song, Hang On to What We Got.
Yeah.
Listen to his voice in that one.
But anyway, Prince was amazing.
Prince was amazing.
Simply the best.
He was a good performer. He played good musician. He could dance. And he
He's
wrote his songs.
definitely in my top 10, you know, like musicians overall, but I don't know if he's my first. And if I told you honestly who I really, really like, I love Rod Stewart. I love, majority of the songs. But if I had to pick, and I'm going to get a lot of shit for this but what I like about this guy was that it was a two-man team.
With Prince?
And no, I'm getting to that. I'm getting to who it was. It was a two-man team, and they did everything. Every one of their songs had like 3 parts to it. So in other words, it wasn't just a hook, a verse, and a chorus. It literally had 3 separate songs to almost every song they wrote.
Wow.
And it was one guy writing all of these songs, and one guy performing them. And they only made 2 albums. Listen to this: 2 albums together. Okay, in history, in over 40 years.
Really?
In over 50 years. And the albums were made 25 years apart. Anybody know what the answer to that is?
No.
Meatloaf. Bat Out of Hell and Back Into Hell. Bat Out of Hell came out in 1975. Yeah, 75. And Back Into Hell came out in 95 or something like that, or 2005 or something like that. And it was that was the part 2 to the first one. And I'm telling you that I don't know about the second album because I never got it. But that first album, Bat Out of Hell, was just amazing. You had Paradise by the Dashboard Lights, which gave you 3 separate sections.
Right. Took Doors Out of My Mouth.
Took Doors Right Out of My Mouth.
Bat Out of Hell.
Right, exactly.
2 out of 3 Ain't Bad.
Right. It was just one of the, for crying out loud.
Right. Good album.
It was just one of the best albums ever. I'm not joking. And if you get a chance to listen to the album, it's fantastic. So he might be my top musician because he was just so versatile with everything.
Yeah. He was.
And it was just him. It wasn't like
nobody else.
Right, exactly. It was just him and Jim Stein. This guy Jim Stein.
Right.
And if you listen,
Prince is very talented.
If you listen to the motorcycles and Bat Out of Hell, it goes.
Oh man.
That's Jim Stein on the guitar. That's not even a motorcycle.
Nope,
Jim Stein
that's his guitar. Right. He goes. Right. Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. I guess we're out of here. Yeah. I guess you want to say hi, Jada? Come on.
Just remember, folks, be careful out there, please.
Hang on, you guys want to say hi to my Jada? Yeah, wait, where is she? Can you see it? That's my Jada, look. Yeah, that's my Aussie. And there's my golden. Yeah, wait, there's shit over here. There's my golden. My Aussie and my golden. I love them guys so much. All right, listen, guys.
We'll see you Friday, folks.
We appreciate you. In the words of Oprah, we speak your name.
God bless you all. Be safe out there, okay?
Say goodnight, Kerry.
Good night, Kerry.
Later.
Be safe.